Welcome back to Bow News Network. We're working on our Bow to the Weather report for Sunday, June 27th, and we're seeing some really alarming temperatures across the continental United States. If you're new to the channel, please by all means go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. We bring daily weather reports as well as other content to our subscribers on a regular basis. So please go ahead and just smash that like button and go ahead and smash that subscription button as well as a notification bell so that you can get the latest information as far as the weather in your neck of the woods. So we're taking a look at severe weather in the region right now. And as you can see, we're some really alarming temperatures. There's actually what's called an omega block that's actually in the region, and it's causing region of the Northwest, Pacific Northwest, and it's causing a sort of a cavitation of severe hot temperatures in the region. We can see just from our temperature forecast here for maximum possible temperatures today. Medford, Oregon, 112 Fahrenheit. Boise, Idaho, 110 Fahrenheit. Portland, Oregon, 115 Fahrenheit. Palmdale, California, 108. Phoenix, Arizona, 112. Yuma, Arizona, 115. And those are just some of the temperatures along the west coast that we are very, very concerned about. One of the main concerns also is the fact that many of the residents in the Pacific Northwest don't necessarily rely on standard air conditioning systems as the residents, let's say, in the Southeast or even Florida do, which is almost like mandatory just to have a normal everyday life is to have an air conditioning system, whereas in the Pacific Northwest, most people don't have standard air conditioning simply because it doesn't. It is This is a very, very unseemly event to actually happen in the Northeast, so that we are a little bit concerned about the extreme weather in the region with respect to the severe heat. And we can actually see from this actual presentation here of our dew point as well as also the temperature anomalies. We can see also from the dew points that is very, very dry in the southwest, and that's why we anticipate additional thunderstorms in the region of central Texas through to southeastern New Mexico, all the way up through to Missouri, into Missouri as well as Iowa and Illinois. We've actually seen some of the storms actually picking up already in the region of along El Paso and Las Cruces. We see some severe thunderstorm activity picking up in the region, even along the border of Phoenix and New Mexico, and also into New Mexico as well as Texas. We anticipate that there's going to be, for the next 24 hours, severe thunderstorms in that region. As we can see from our temperature anomaly forecast, which is the chart showing the red areas in the Pacific Northwest, some of the temperature anomalies are showing up 20 to 30 degrees well below, well above average, and that is just telling you how untimely it is. It's a really unprecedented event for the residents of Washington, Idaho, western Montana, Oregon, Northern California to be experiencing such alarmingly high temperatures at this time of year. Of course, we are in the summertime, but keep in mind that this is an unprecedented heat wave that's actually occurring in the Pacific Northwest, and we do anticipate that for residents of the Pacific Northwest, these high index for heat temperatures will persist throughout the next 24 to 48 hours. Eventually, temperatures will start to become more alarmingly high in respect to the eastern side of Washington and Oregon, going into Idaho in the middle part of this week upcoming. But going back to our dew points here, we can actually see clearly that that boundary line between central Oklahoma all the way up to Lake Erie. And along that line, we anticipate that the influx of low level moisture as well as unstable air mass that we anticipate all along that line. And we can see that there's going to be severe thunderstorms in that area. We're actually seeing them actually picking up already in the region of Springfield as well as Seymour and Mount Grove, in the region extending all the way from the northern border of Oklahoma into Missouri. And we anticipate that this is going to be a squall line of supercell thunderstorms with potential for heavy hail as well as locally damaged winds all the way across. And we can actually superimpose this Doppler radar imagery with our dew point forecast, where we can actually see that clear line between green and also the more light purple areas that actually show that the dew points are in the low 70s to the mid 70s, and we anticipate those along that boundary layer line is where most of the thunderstorms will be forming from the region of northern Oklahoma into central Missouri, into the area of Illinois, up to Lake Erie. And that's been a pattern for the last few days where we see that clear, distinct boundary line. We can actually see it on our temperature anomaly forecast also, where on the left side of that temperature anomaly, temperatures are a little bit cooler, whereas on the right side, they are relatively warmer. So, and we are monitoring that clear boundary line from central Oklahoma all the way up to Lake Erie as far as severe thunderstorms. We saw some really alarming sections where we saw several tornado advisories in the region of Iowa as well as Missouri only a few days ago. So we anticipate that that will continue for the next few days, where we'll see severe thunderstorms brewing in the area of eastern Kansas, northern Oklahoma, into Missouri, and to northern Illinois, and possibly even into other states in that northern area. As we go forward, please keep in mind also that we are looking at some severe systems that are in the area of the Atlantic, and we do see that there are two disturbances that are actually picking up in the region, and we can see clearly that there's additional activity that's picking up in the region. We see with disturbance one, which is just about 500 miles off the Georgia-South Carolina border, it's actually falling in pressure. So we anticipate for that orange area that with the winds moving west-northwest at about 15 miles per hour, that we anticipate there'll be some intensification. There's a 50% chance over the next 5 days of that forming into a more intense system with more cyclonic organization. As far as disturbance number two, it has a 30% chance of increasing in strength in the next 5 days. It's about 700 miles off the coast of Cabo Verde Islands, and it's moving west to west-northwest at about 20 miles per hour. It's a little bit more concerning with the path and the location. It's a little bit too far to actually speculate on what will happen, but it's for those who track hurricanes and severe weather in the Caribbean. We always see this telltale sign of this type of path. We'll have to take a closer look at the spaghetti models from the European as well as the other models that are going to be coming in as far as the potential path of this storm. But as far as when it gets into those island chains, sometimes it will skirt along the line of the Virgin Islands, north of Puerto Rico, north of Dominican Republic, and north of Haiti into the Bahamas, and then they become a threat to the region of either to the southeast section of Florida, or sometimes they will go over the Keys into the Gulf of Mexico. So we're going to be paying very, very close attention to disturbance number two to see its formation, if it will make that standard line that we're most commonly seen with disturbances, where they strengthen, start impact islands in the northern section of the Antilles, and then move across and skirt across into the Virgin Islands, north of Puerto Rico, into the Bahamas. So we're going to pay very, very close attention to that system as it makes its, if it does strengthen, and the potential path as it makes its way. Based on our hurricane forecasting model, with a high that's in the region of Bermuda, we anticipate that more of the hurricanes will take more of a path that's more in line with Florida than less of a path going into the Gulf of Mexico for this season. So we're going to be watching that second disturbance a little bit more carefully. We do anticipate there will be some intensification with disturbance number 1 that's close to the Georgia-South Carolina border, but we'll have to continue to watch that because it's only about 500 miles off the coast at this time. It's a little too early to tell whether it's going to strengthen. There is a 50% chance of it strengthening. We do have a hurricane, ladies and gentlemen, that's off the coast of Mexico, Hurricane Enrique. And Hurricane Enrique is maximum sustained winds at this time are 90 miles per hour with minimal central pressure of 977 millibars. And it's moving north at about 7 miles per hour. So, we're definitely seeing between the Pacific side of the forecasting model coupled with the Atlantic side of the forecasting model, we see quite a bit of activity for this hurricane season, and it's only June 27th. So we're going to be watching the tropics definitely and bringing you the latest updates and notifications as we go forward, monitoring the hurricane season. Well, as far as continental United States, residents in the region of El Paso, Texas, should be on guard for today. As far as marginal weather, we anticipate, as we can already see on the Doppler radar, that there's going to be additional shower activity in the region of El Paso, as well as Las Cruces, New Mexico, even in the region of possibly Alamogordo in New Mexico. We do see that streak and clear line of thunderstorms moving up from Silver City all the way up to Los Lunas in New Mexico. So it is in line with the marginal threat for the Storm Prediction Center from NOAA. And of course, as we see that clear, distinct line that we highlighted in our dew point as well as temperature anomaly forecast, we do see along that boundary line for the dew point. If we refer back to our Storm Prediction Center, we can actually clearly see that marginal zone for increased severe weather in the region of central Missouri going into Illinois, into the region of Michigan. So residents of Detroit, Michigan, as well as St. Louis, Missouri, Toledo, Ohio, as well as Fort Wayne, Indiana, should be on guard for severe thunderstorms with possible large hail, half of an inch to an inch in size hail, with local damaging winds, with severe wind gusts possibly up to 30 miles per hour in some regions. So it's definitely going to be something that we need to take a look at. But as far as the temperatures are concerned, residents of the Northeast really need to be, the Northwest really need to be on guard for very, very severe high temperatures for today and tomorrow. And as this intensifies, we anticipate that it will, the intensity of the heat will start shifting a little bit more east in the region to eastern Washington State, eastern Oregon, into Idaho, and possibly even into southwestern section of Montana. So we will continue to monitor the situation, and we will bring you the latest weather report for you so that you can stay ahead of the storm. We do appreciate all of our subscribers tuning in to Bow News Network. We thank all of you for watching our latest report. Do keep in mind, if you want to make a note of some of the temperatures that we anticipate that are going to be maxing out in the region, 112 for Medford, 110 For Boise, Idaho, Portland, Oregon may see temperatures as high as 115 degrees Fahrenheit today. Also, Palmdale, California, 108 to 110 degrees Fahrenheit. Phoenix, Arizona, in that area, Yuma, Arizona, in that area, 112 to 115. So there's going to be significant heat in that region, and we do want to make sure that our subscribers are prepared for severe heat in that region. And we do anticipate that the thunderstorms are going to be picking up even more with more intensification along the border near El Paso and Las Cruces and Carlsbad tonight. It is zoned off for severe weather anticipated in this region as far as a marginal threat zone based on the Storm Prediction Center, and we can clearly see it on the Doppler radar. We'll continue to monitor it. We want to see if there's going to be any tornado advisories or any very, very, very severe weather alerts, but there's definitely a zone that we're going to be watching, not only El Paso and the southeastern territory of New Mexico into El Paso region of Texas, but also central Missouri into Illinois, into Ohio, and Indiana is on guard. And we do see scattered thunderstorms moving into the region of Florida also. Of course, we express our condolences to the victims of this Surfside building collapse, and it seems like the weather has eased up a little bit as far as storms are concerned, comparable to the last 2 days where the weather was really making it a lot harder for them to conduct their search and rescue efforts there. So we do see a clearing, but of course it is still possible thunderstorms in that region also. So we want to thank you once again for tuning into Bow News Network. Please look for our latest and greatest Bow to the Weather report coming to you live. We do live streaming, so make sure you click that notification bell for the latest information from Bow News Network. And of course, we want to thank you for tuning in to Bow News Network. And always remember to bow to the weather, and have a great day.